Sri Lanka Air Force Bell 212 crashed in Lunuwila in Sri Lanka while on a humanitarian aid mission. So what really went wrong? Those are what I want to bring to you in this video. As you can see, I'll always bring you in pictures first. This is the full helicopter. This is the Bell 212 version. I'm not saying this is the precise one involved, but this what the Bell 212 Sri Lanka Bell 212 looks like, and color and all those things. So, and you can see this was released by official Sri Lanka Air Force. So this was when things begin to go wrong, as you can observe here. I was checking on some video on social media, and for almost like a minute plus, it was just like standing here as if it's trying to land or something like that. So, and then you can see it here, but eventually it went that direction, and next it crashed into the river. So what really went wrong? What happened to those people in the helicopter at the point of the crash? All those are what I'll be covering for you in the crash summary and key fact. And for some that might just be landing on the video wondering where is Sri Lanka, we'll also go through the map there for you and try to locate at least the perimeter of the crash. So if all this we'll go through together, but before that, if you are new here, welcome to Foskaay Aviation. I'm Solomon Foskaay. I am not a pilot, but just an aviation enthusiast and fan like most of you out there. So I bring you simplified analysis on up-to-date info in aviation, especially plane incident and accidents. So if that interests you, kindly like, subscribe, tap notification bell to not miss my video, and always appreciate you putting your take on each aviation event and accident discussed as comments below. I love to read them and learn more as well. So now we'll come back and zoom in. I usually do that as well on this and see what we can observe from the crash ourselves. But before that, let's quickly learn more some info I've been able to gather about this crash. So first, this happened November 30th 2025. So today, I'm recording this Sunday, November 30th 2025. So that's how I always try, especially this episode plane crash today, to bring you latest within hours or 24 hours of the accident or incident or crash. But sometimes it takes time to verify all these details, so it could take up to, at times I could cover up to 3 days to 4 days. But this just happened today. So happened during the daytime maneuvering phase, as recording this in like evening time. So, and the type of plane involved is Bell helicopter 212 twin engine utility helicopter. Operator is Sri Lanka Air Force, so it's owned, managed, and used by the Sri Lanka Air Force. At the time that this happened, the occupant was said to be 5, said to be crew members, and at that point in time, what were the flight for and all those things we discussed below. But there was one fatality, which happened to be the pilot. So our heart to the family he left behind. But at the same time, there are 4 survivors. All of them were said to be hospitalized after the crash in the river, but eventually the pilot seems to succumb to his injury, and only 4 people seems to have survived. So the fatality is 1 on board and none on ground because it crashed into river. So the helicopter damage is destroyed because it crashed into the river, and likely a lot of the parts and things like that would have been damaged with the water and things. So location is the Gin Oya River near the Lunuwila Bridge, Puttalam district, Sri Lanka. Sorry for butchering the pronunciation. So the flight was disaster relief after Cyclone Ditwah. So it's actually a military humanitarian aid. So this even make it more painful because it was actually on aid to help other people in disaster and then falling into disaster itself. So it's a bit disheartening. So like I said, we'll look at the image, this together. We'll look at this this together, and as well we'll also analyze the crash site based on what the pictures I have. So whether not really specified, so what really went wrong before we now go to that. It was said to crash landed into river during aid operation. All rescued at that point, transported to the hospital where the pilot later was pronounced dead. So I think after that, the official Sri Lanka Air Force on X posted this in honor of the pilot. Let me zoom this. And we also, honor because he died in line of service doing humanitarian aid, serving other people in need. So I think according to them is Captain Pilot Wing Commander Nema Siyambalapitia. Sorry for that pronunciation, but let's just say Captain Nema. So this was their message: a courageous helicopter pilot, over 3,000 flying hours. So those are his record before the incident happened. Once again, our hearts to the family and the Sri Lanka Air Force as well. It's team that will miss him. So let's quickly now look at the location. For those that don't know, this is Africa on the side. This is Arab, the Middle East, and then this is India. You can see Afghan here. So down here under Indian, that's where we have Sri Lanka, and you can see Maldives and things like that, and you have the sea, the Indian Ocean. Yeah. So let's now zoom in. So this Sri Lanka, and we can zoom in to find the location somewhere close to here. So it's near a bridge, because when I was watching the video, it's over the bridge for some times, like very close to the bridge, as if it's wanted to land. Probably they are trying to figure out if it could keep flying or things like that. So yeah, so I'm always open. If I miss anything, I point out in the map, in the something. We can always share knowledge together in the comments. So this is the bridge, and this, it's over somewhere around here based on the video, but if I get it wrong, please correct me, and probably just try to navigate and crash somewhere in this perimeter of the Gin Oya River in Sri Lanka. So that's the location I was able to pinpoint. Now before we round up, let's now scroll back. This how those helicopter looks, but let's now zoom in to the actual crash, and if there are things you can observe from here, seems things, a lot of things, if you watch some of those social media shared short clips, it started cutting some of these leaves, and you can perceive that some things is already going on. Probably the crew trying to fix things, trying to see the possibility or where to land and things. Nobody can know. Maybe when the investigation is out, the cockpit discussion might show. Some were saying probably they wanted to land and people were standing there to land, but I don't agree with that. Based on I'm not a pilot or pro, but as a fan, I've watched different of these things. If an helicopter wants to make an emergency landing on this road, it can land with this type of blade near this bridge, and it will come clear out of this, because you can imagine trying to land here and then the blade get hooked with that, can turn it over back into the river. So this wouldn't even be a good place to land. The only thing I can say, except if they want to descend some of the crew while trying to save that would be a different thing. But to land here, no. There is a car already parked there. There's a lot of all these signs, trees, so it will come closer to the center of the road. And if they see that the helicopter is actually coming down, all these people will surely disappear for their life. They will try to take cover. So I don't believe they are the one that stop it. They are not. It's natural. Like, just look at it. You suddenly saw an helicopter hovering so low in your location. It's normal. People want to start gathering, like what's happening to it and things like that. But when they notice it's coming down, many of them will know that coming very too close can be dangerous for them due to blade, and those that don't know will be hearing others saying go out of it. So I don't buy that social media conclusion that it was people that didn't get out of the road. This isn't a runway, or you understand, things like that. It's not a plane that's trying to land on a runway. That this an helicopter that can have vertical landing and take off. So I don't, but you can let me know below. And here is the picture they said was taken from the river. So what do you observe? And based on the pre and then the eventual picture, kindly put below in the comment what do you observe. I'm not able to see more because most of the parts are submerged there, but from this there's something wrong here. Probably couldn't have a lift further or something, and then just fell off into the river. So share your own thoughts on it below. That's it. If you like the video, I find it educative as well, please tap that share button, like, and share your thoughts in the comment. I remain Foskaay. Please remember to always do good to humanity and nature wherever, everywhere you go, to make the world and universe a better place for us all. We'll see you in the next video. Peace and bye for now.